This is the plaintiff, Tony Ashmawi. He says his 19-year-old son had a New Year's party at their house while he was out, and the defendant and 3 other boys maliciously trashed his house, causing extensive damage. His son was injured in the melee. He needed 7 stitches to the head, and he's here suing for the $5,000 he's now owed. This is the defendant, Oliver. He says one of the plaintiff's son's friends and one of his friends got into a fistfight at the party, and he was caught in the middle. He was actually trying to break up the fight when the whole group fell over the porch railing and it broke. He's the one being blamed for everything because his is the only name the plaintiff could find. Bottom line, he's not responsible. He's accused of trashing an entire house.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Tony Ashmawi, you are suing Oliver for $5,000. Money's owed for damage to a side lamp, lamppost, wall, front stairs, railing, bricks, and foundation after apparently one hell of a party, correct? Party was at your house?
Yes.
Were you aware the party was going on?
No.
All right. You were the son?
Yes.
Oh, well, let's hear from you. What happened?
Yeah.
I had a few friends over on New Year's Eve, and we were just watching the ball drop. We were hanging out.
How
and
many
then
is a few?
About 10.
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was just like girlfriends, friends and girlfriends. And then him and his buddies came over, and
Were they invited or no?
No.
Okay, go on.
So they came in, they were very intoxicated, and I was talking to him, and then...
Do you know him?
Yes,
How did you know him?
from wrestling in high school.
Okay. Were you friends?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see him, and what do? He's already inside your house.
Yeah, he's into my house,
And then he came with how many other people?
3 others.
Okay. And did you know those 3 others?
I knew of them. I didn't really know them.
Okay. Did you tell him to get the heck out of your house, or that's not how it went?
Well, I
'Cause-
confronted them. I said, you're all very intoxicated. I don't want any trouble. So I knew one of them had problems with one of my friends that was there.
Okay.
So I said, you guys are going to have to leave. I don't want any trouble to go on.
Okay.
And the other kid that was there hit one of my friends in the face. So that started off a huge thing in my kitchen.
I need to know exactly
Yeah.
what happened.
So he gets hit in the face,
Don't use pronouns either. Who's he?
my friend,
Your friend gets hit in the face by whom? Friends of his. Whose
yes.
name is what?
Brendan.
Go ahead.
So they all jump in,
Who's they?
the 3 others, including the defendant,
Okay, do what? They jump in?
just fighting.
Okay, who are
Everyone's-
they fighting?
Everybody that was in the mix, my friends,
So how many people on your side jump in,
about 5.
and how many people on his side jump in?
And they have the 4 of them.
Okay, and all this is going on in your kitchen?
Yeah, right by my
Okay, now
stairs.
where were you, Dad?
I wasn't home. I was at a separate New Year's party,
Right.
and I didn't know anything that was going on till the next morning.
Did you know he was having people over or no?
Yeah, he told me he's having people over till 12.
It
and then
sounded
they're gonna
okay. It sounded just fine. Yeah, how
Of
old are you?
course,
19.
Right, it sounded completely fine. And then when do you get the call?
10:30 the next morning.
Oh, that's when you got, so you didn't come home at all?
No,
Yeah,
I didn't
you were
come home at
at
all.
a good party. All right.
Yeah.
So at 10:30 the next
I was
morning.
in an adult party.
Adult party. So at 10:30 the next morning, you get a call from whom?
My son,
And he says what?
he's at Home Depot picking up some stuff to do some minor repairs.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
How many stitches did you get on your head?
7.
Okay, when do the stitches come in? Does he tell you about
Yeah,
this?
so when I pulled up to the house, I said, okay, I'm on my way home. He goes, all right, we're coming back from Home Depot. I go, don't buy anything. So I get home, I just pull up, and he tells me right away, he goes, by the way, I might have to go to the ER.
Oh my goodness.
So I said, let's see, and my girlfriend was with me, and we looked at his head, and he was just covered in blood. So I took him right to the urgent care right away.
Okay.
And he got the staples, and then we came back. And as soon as I pulled up, before I even took him to the ER, I called the cops again. I said, this is what happened. It was him and his 2 friends were there.
Had you called the cops that night?
Yes, a girl that was there had.
Called the cops while the
Yeah.
fight was going on?
Yes.
And then, so what happens? The police get there before or after people leave?
So the police get there while we're trying to get them out. We got them down the stairs, and that's when I was coming down the stairs to open my door to get them out, and that's when I got hit over the head with the table.
Who hit you over the head with the table?
One of the other friends of
One of his
theirs.
other friends.
Of
All right.
the defendants.
And so what ends up happening?
I was a
When the
little.
police get there, what do the police do?
The police came, escorted them off the premises.
Police didn't arrest anybody?
No. Yeah, I mean, I just asked for them to be removed off my property, and then the officers got them away. I went inside, I locked the door, started to deal with my head, and then someone said they saw them outside again. So I looked out my window, and I saw them grabbing the railing, saw them breaking the railing.
Did you video
break
them?
the light. No, I didn't video it.
Oliver, what happened?
Okay, so to begin, I was invited there. I was
Who were
invited
you invited there by?
by the plaintiff
Okay,
himself.
can you prove that?
Yeah, I got a text
From him?
from him.
May I see it?
Sure. Sure.
On December 29th, WYD, what you doing?
What are you doing?
Okay, you ask him. And then on December 31st, he answers,
And he
only
texts-
like 20 peeps here, more than welcome, and then you give your address.
Well, he already knew where I lived
That's not the
beforehand.
point. The point is you said they weren't invited, that they crashed. I'm just curious.
Well, right when he showed up, I uninvited him, and I didn't invite
Okay,
other
but
kids.
it's not like you said
Yeah.
before that they completely crashed, okay? On January 1st at 11:17, I'm sorry, Andrew, your boy tossed my, I'm not gonna use the word, starts with an N, down the railing. I'm outside your house, what's your dad's number?
I wasn't.
Why were you trying to get the dad's number?
No, I wasn't. You weren't supposed to read that, but all right. You were just supposed to be the invitation. You were supposed to be.
They don't
Honey,
understand what you do here,
Let me just
Jonah.
explain to you, how old are you?
I just turned 21.
Okay, you know how old I am? I've lived almost three times of yours. Why do you think I asked you for it in place? Because I want to read what you don't want me to read, because that's going to tell me stuff. See?
Right on.
Right? Because what's my job? My job is to figure out what really happened, not just the happy things you want to tell me. I'm sorry, my friends and I got out of hand. We should have just left. Yeah, this is the part I shouldn't have read. I didn't expect there to be a blank show. I should have known. Well, pay for the blank. I hope you could get some of your guys involved to chip in too. Your dad will find estimates, or I'll come back with my stepdad to see what we could do to repair the stoop. My fault, brother. You know I got love for you. This wasn't supposed to happen. We'll fix it. All right. So you felt bad about what had happened,
I did.
and you guys came back and rattled up destroyed the place afterwards, right? After the police came, that's the.
No. I don't. I'm not sure where they got that from, to be honest.
Okay, well, how did all the railing get busted?
We got tossed off the railing. We literally got tossed off the railing. That kid that I mentioned
Did you
before.
guys come back?
I came back to get my cell phone. Yeah.
No. Did,
That
did you and your
explains-
friends come back to cause trouble?
No, not to cause trouble. To grab my
Did
cell
you
phone.
and your friends come back?
To grab my cell phone. Yeah.
Okay, and what happened when you went to grab your cell phone?
Grab my cell phone and we left. All that railing stuff happened the first time we were leaving.
You have to be not telling me the truth, because you just finished saying, I came back to get my cell phone. So the police had already been there and talked to you guys and taken you off the scene.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
Yes.
after the police, you came back.
I know. Obviously, I grabbed my phone and they came back. But point is, if we were doing something wrong, wouldn't we have been
All right,
arrested?
why shouldn't you have to pay?
Okay, so a friend of mine got into an altercation with one of his friends. Things got out of hand, and it turned into pushing and punching, whatever. And I see some of his friends, well, his group of friends, creeping in, and then they start throwing punches at my other friends. So it's 3 against 1. Then I got my friends coming in too, so it just turns into a whole brawl. And then I get hit, and then it just turns.
Which one hit you?
I don't know who hit me.
Okay.
I just got hit.
So it's the
Thank you.
next day, and there's a bunch of damage to your property. What is it? What are we looking at there? That's the entrance?
That's the entry door, yeah, that's a foyer there.
Okay, whose head went through that?
That's
or
a body.
body.
It looks like a butt and
Yeah, it does.
got slammed into it.
Could've
Yeah,
been my
shoulder, and then that's the railing that came right off?
Yep, it's flipped over.
Okay.
That's a table.
Table that was broken. Was
Over-
this table
Over
hit
his
you over the head?
Yeah.
Over his head.
Oi.
Can't really see it there. But
Okay, what's circled here in the front?
No, that was just the showing the estimate. One of the estimates a guy showed me that all the bricks have to get changed because the brick's about 15 years old, and he's
Why
saying
would the floor bricks have to get changed?
because they don't match.
Who's this right here that
We
I'm
hired somebody to fix that sheetrock there.
So, do you have an estimate for the damages that were?
Yeah.
So what happens?
Go
You speak to the parents involved, right?
I spoke to one parent. Well, I spoke to the next day. The defendant ended up being kind of a stand-up guy. He tried, but he's following these other 3 knuckleheads. So he showed up the next day with his stepdad. They came, they said this, we'll fix it, we'll take care of it. I go, all right, so now 2 weeks go by. Nothing's happened. His stepdad.
Why didn't it get fixed in those 3 weeks?
I couldn't get the other boys to throw in the money, equal amount of money, so I wasn't going to pay for it myself.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So if like 5 people, go after somebody or damage property, but you don't know which of the 5 is part of the hooligans, can you sue any one of the 5, or do you have to prove which one actually did the damage?
You gotta actually prove who did the damage.
Otherwise, you lose.
Otherwise, you lose.
You buying that?
Sue all 5 for sure.
Okay, but what if you can only find one and you can't prove the one is the one that did it? Does that one have to pay?
No, I don't think so.
Really? Anybody think that you do have to pay? Say yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, you're so smart. Going inside the courtroom.
So these guys are your friends. What is everybody saying to each other about this?
Well, they think we're not liable for it because we got attacked.
You guys got escorted off by the police. Then you came back on in place the police told you to leave. How do you think it's looking for y'all? What do you want? You want to get arrested?
Well, we should have if that's what
You don't think that you can still get arrested? Is that what you guys are saying to each other, that you're not going to get arrested?
one's in
No, but
custody right
seriously,
now.
I'm serious. Do you think that there's no chance you're going to get arrested now?
We have one friend that's in custody now because of it.
Over this?
Over this.
So then I guess you know. Which is
I
the
do
friend
know.
who's in custody?
The one that hit him over the head with the table.
But he's also getting charged with a misdemeanor for not a misdemeanor, I'm sorry. He's getting a felony for criminal mischief of $10,000. So we're getting sued and we're getting...
Yeah, that's how it works.
But,
Right.
well,
Like, in other words, let me
how-
explain to you. Criminal case has nothing to do with putting money in his pocket. It could if, in fact, you end up being ordered to pay restitution as part of your sentence. But the way somebody gets made whole on an economic loss is by suing civilly. So, yes, very often there's a criminal case and a civil case. That's totally normal. So what's the plan now? Do you have lawsuits against all 4 of them? What's your plan?
Yep. I have lawsuits against all
Are
4 of them.
Are those 4 lawsuits pending now?
Yes.
So you're suing each of them separately.
Yes.
Why?
Well, small claims court is easier. I can't afford a lawyer. I can't afford to fix this.
Right, and then that's the way to get more than $5,000.
Right.
In fairness, you do have estimates here that are a little grotesque. There's no reason to redo the pathway. These include the pathway. Why?
Because the bricks.
Because what? The pathway is a separate brick. It has nothing to do with the stoops.
His own.
No. I'm going to do what we call a little rough justice here. Keeping in mind that you have asked to separate all 4, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and you've asked to separate each of these kids. So you kind of make a choice that, that you're not looking severally and jointly for each of them, but trying to get as much as you can in 4 different cases, which is a strategic decision I have no problem with. So I'm going to do what I think is just and correct. In the case that I have in front of me, I'm going to order the defendant to pay the plaintiff $2,000. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Better than nothing.
So the plaintiff prevails for $2,000. You're on the hook for $2,000.
Yes, I am. Not too happy, but things happen, right?
Are you still friends?
I don't want to be friends with him, though.
I mean, why not? It's not his fault.
It's not his fault, but he
Could have handled it differently.
Yeah, much differently.
Think so?
Yeah, maybe he could have had his group of friends be liable.
Well,
For a
hey,
little bit of
look,
it.
that's father that's coming after you, okay?
Right.
And you're partially responsible, no question. All right. That's it. Tell your friends what they might be in store for, all right? What did your house look like when you got home the next morning? Look around.
You ever see? I forgot the old movie with John Belushi.
Yeah, the Blues Brothers.
Animal
One
House.
of those.
Yes.
Animal House.
Animal House.
Is that what it was? It really was.
Well, it was scary when I walked in. When I saw his head bleeding, then I said, "This is worse than
I mean,
I could
you're
imagine."
suing for stuff outside. I thought the interior of the house might be more trashed.
No,
So
the
they-
outside was more trashed.
It was. Okay. Well, good luck to you. You are going to carry on against the other kids, right?
Yes.
That's
Yep.
proceeding.
Yep,
Good
next
luck to you.
month.
Hope you
Thank
get your money. What a New Year's Eve, huh? What do you think, Harvey?
So look, this is called joint and several liability, that if there are 4 wrongdoers and they all do it, but one person actually does the damage, all 4 are on the hook. You sue one for all the money, and then it's that person's job to go after the other 3 to get their half or their quarter or whatever. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.